After U.S. troop casualties, American forces launched another round of strikes against Iranian military targets as the conflict intensified. U.S. forces carried out an 8th consecutive night of strikes on Iran, further escalating the expanding regional conflict. CENTCOM says the latest attacks targeted Iranian coastal defenses, missile facilities, and IRGC military infrastructure to degrade operational capabilities. Explosions were reported around Bandar Abbas as fresh strikes hit military sites in one of Iran's most strategic coastal regions. U.S. Central Command claimed it carried out another round of strikes across Iran on July 18 as the conflict continued to escalate. According to CENTCOM, the operation marked the 8th consecutive night of U.S. attacks ordered by President Donald Trump. The U.S. military said the strikes targeted Iranian coastal surveillance systems, air defense facilities, maritime military assets, and missile and drone storage sites. U.S. Central Command statement said, and I quote, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, completed another round of strikes against Iran on July 18 at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, at the Commander-in-Chief's direction. During the 8th consecutive night of U.S. strikes, CENTCOM forces successfully hit Iranian military coastal surveillance and air defense facilities, maritime capabilities, and missile and drone storage sites to continue degrading Iranian military capabilities. American military assets also targeted Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps forces that launched attacks against U.S. service members in Jordan on July 17. More than 50,000 U.S. men and women in uniform operating across the Middle East. They remain highly vigilant, focused, lethal, and ready. Unquote. Meanwhile, Iranian state media reported that multiple explosions were heard across the southern port city of Bandar Abbas on July 19. Residents in several parts of Bandar Abbas said they heard repeated blasts during the latest wave of reported strikes. Iran's Tasnim news agency also reported that residents on Qeshm Island heard multiple explosions from different locations across the island. Residents told Tasnim that between 3 and 5 missiles struck separate areas on Qeshm Island during the reported attack. Tasnim later reported that at least 6 missiles had struck areas near Iran's strategically important Qeshm Island. Iran has reportedly modified its missile arsenal to better challenge U.S. air and missile defense networks, according to the Wall Street Journal. Officials told the newspaper that Tehran used high-speed missiles capable of maneuvering during the final phase of their descent. U.S. officials said the adaptations helped Iran place greater pressure on sensitive American military targets across the region. Washington remains concerned as Iran continues missile and drone strikes against U.S. positions in the Middle East. Meanwhile, U.S. Central Command said American forces launched a fresh round of airstrikes against military targets inside Iran. The U.S. military said the operation targeted capabilities used to threaten commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. CENTCOM also said the strikes hit IRGC-linked elements allegedly involved in attacks against U.S. troops stationed in Jordan. According to the Pentagon, the latest operation was carried out under orders from President Donald Trump. Trump described the deaths of 2 U.S. service members in recent Iranian attacks as very sad. The U.S. president also said he couldn't care less if Iran chose to abandon the Memorandum of Understanding. U.S. Central Command confirmed 2 American service members were killed as a result of an Iranian attack, a development that marks a serious escalation in the ongoing regional confrontations. CENTCOM says the 2 service members died on July 17 after an Iranian missile struck a position in Jordan, with the incident occurring amid a broader wave of strikes and counterstrikes. In addition to the confirmed fatalities, CENTCOM reports that a 3rd service member is currently listed as missing in action, and search and recovery operations are underway to determine their status. For other U.S. personnel who sustained injuries in the same series of attacks were medically evacuated and admitted to Jordanian hospitals for treatment and stabilization, according to military statements. CENTCOM reports that several additional service members who suffered relatively minor injuries were treated and subsequently returned to duty, reflecting a mix of casualty severities from the strike. Military officials said they would not publicly identify the fallen troops until all next of kin had been properly notified, following standard protocol for casualty announcements. After the strikes, Iranian authorities released a public message directed at Jordanians, framing the attacks as a response to foreign military activity and urging local actors to reconsider cooperation with U.S. forces. Iran carried out a coordinated missile and drone strike against a U.S. military base located in Jordan, according to Iranian military statements and regional reports. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said the assault formed part of the 20th wave of its Operation Nasr II, marking another stage in the ongoing campaign Tehran has described as sequential retaliation. Iranian sources say the operation specifically targeted aircraft shelters and large transport and combat aircraft stationed at Azraq, aiming to degrade airpower parked on the field. The IRGC claimed that at least 2 fighter jets and 3 additional aircraft were destroyed in the attack, presenting the strikes as a substantial blow to coalition aviation assets. In its public messaging, the IRGC urged the Jordanian army and Jordanian citizens to confront the presence of U.S. military forces operating inside their country. Missile trajectories were reportedly observed over Zarqa, with multiple eyewitnesses describing the sight of projectiles arcing across the sky prior to impacts. Local footage and witness accounts showed massive clouds of smoke rising from the targeted Jordanian base, visible from surrounding towns and captured by on-scene cameras. Local Jordanian reports identified the attacked facility as the Muwafaqat al-Salti Air Base near Zarqa, which houses both Jordanian and foreign aircraft and support infrastructure. Iran also said its strikes extended beyond Jordan and included U.S. bases in Kuwait, indicating a broader regional scope to the latest wave of operations. On July 18, Kuwait's national oil company reported that a major oil facility had been struck, raising concerns about damage to energy infrastructure amid the wider military exchanges. Following the strikes, residents in Bahrain reported hearing air raid sirens and explosions, with social media posts and local outlets relaying scenes of alarm and disruption.